Default Jersik at P. Voter it's Voter I. Default Snowly Hey Nice Fight Welcome Default. Voter Alpha SUXY. VIP Kikark Welcome. M1_12. Chickencraft waiting for an Default B note. Default Harnur 30 My Skin. Chickencraft 1. Well, Chickencraft your match is starting. Chickencraft. Supreme Peng. Default P0 Werf 1 ST Crafting. Voter DM35. D. 14s. 14s. 4. Default ILPO. 12s. 14s. 13s. 12s. 11s. 9s. 8s. 7s. 14s. 14s. Vote 14s. 14s. 12s. 11s. 14s. 13s. 14s. Default 14s. 13s. 14s. Voter player default 14s. 14s. 12s. 11s. Default 9s. 8s. 14s. 14s. 12s. Voter 14s. 13s. Voter 14s. 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 Default tweet 14s. Voter 14s. 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 Default 14s. Default 14s. 14s. 13s. 13s. 14s. 13s. 13s. 14s. 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 12s. 11s. 10s. 9s. 14s. 14s. 13s. Default VIP M 10s. 9s. 8s. 14s. 13s. 14s. 14s. 13s. 13s. 12s. 14s. 14s. 13s. 12s. 13s. Default dub 13s. 12s. 10s. Voter 13s. Voter I'm. Voter default 14s. Default 14s. Default 13s. 14s. Default P 13s. Voter D 11s. Default P 14s. Default P 12s. VIP 13s. 12s. 14s. 14s. Default 12s. 14s. 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 12s. 11s. 10s. 9s. Voter 13s. 11s. 14s. 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 Default P 13s. Default 14s. 13s. 13s. 14s. 13s. 13s. 12s. 11s. 14s. 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 13s. 11s. Default P 8s. 7s. 14s. Default crafting 12s. 10s. 9s. Default SIXS 5s. 3s. 14s. 13s. V 11s. Supreme default under 14s. Default P 12s. 11s. 14s. Voter 14s. 14s. Default 14s. 13s. 12s. 11s. 14s. 13s. 12s. 11s. 10s. 14s. 14s. Default less 14s. 13s. 12s. Crafting 10s. 14s. 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 13s. 12s. Default ILPO 13s. Default 13s. 12s. Crafting 10s. 9s. 14s. Default 13s. 12s. 11s. 14s. 13s. Voter DM 14s. Join the 14s. 13s. Default 14s. 14s. 13s. 14s. 14s. 13s. Default voter DM 10s. 9s. 8s. 7s. SI default 5s. 3s. 2s. 1s. 14s. 13s. Default 14s. 13s. 11s. 14s. 13s. Default voter per 14s. 14s. 13s. 4 default 14s. Sub 13s. 14s. 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 Default 14s. 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 Default on 14s. 14s. 13s. 13s. 12s. 11s. 10s. 9s. 8s. 7s. SI 5s. 4s. 3s. 14s. 13s. 11s. 10s. 9s. 14s. 14s. Voter 11s. 13s. 12s. 11s. 9s. 8s. 7s. Default 5s. 4s. 3s. 2s. 1s. DC you are not in combat anymore and allowed to quit. Default Les Gabruis. Default Ilpo. Welcome default. VIP Gun. VIP Raverhoff welcome. Default Randiv 09I1 fights against 5 players. Voter DM35. Click this. 14s. 13s. Default. Voter L under 10s. 9s. 8s. Default SI. Vote 5s. Default Luke 3s. 2s. 1s. DC you are not in. Voter N 13s. 12s. 11s. Default 9s. 14s. 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 Default 14s. 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 13s. 14s. 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 13s. 12s. Welcome to 9s. Default guard 7s. 14s. Default 14s. Sunny 4 default 14s. 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 Voter 14s. 14s. Voter HTT 12s. 11s. 10s. 9s. 14s. 14s. 13s. 12s. 14s. 13s. 11s. 14s. 14s. 13s. 14s. 13s. 12s. Voter default 9s. 8s. 7s. Default 5s. 4s. 3s. 2s. 1s. DC you are not in combat anymore and allowed to quit. Halo. DC you are not in combat anymore and allowed to quit. Default, well, voter perfto HAC. Voter it's MOHAFR. Halo WA 056 has voted for us. And was, get started by using /vote. Default class beer underscore not who want to default ilpo. Default Summerboy, default Ilpo 22 LOLGG. Default Bino TSP1 TPA for 1v1. Default Randiv 09 at Tommy the Pro. Player Media The Fierce Rouge. Default WQXDXQ TPA for 1v1. Default Sing Up 20L. Default Arctic ATKGG. Default Folex 9703 lag. Default Thang, Default Jersik Lucky. Voter DM35, Default Wuskelig 24 lag. Welcome Default Rudog 666 to the server. Voter DM35 yeah I'm lucky too. Default Bino TSP1 TPA for 1v1.